Hi, it's Phil Lyman, and I really just wanted to reach out and give you an update on what's going on. We have 4 lawsuits and multiple grant requests that may become lawsuits in play right now. These lawsuits cost money, and we have patriots who, like you, have been so generous, but we need your help. I'm not fighting corruption because I'm running for governor. I'm running for governor because I'm fighting corruption. It's the same reason I'm in the state legislature and the same reason I served as a county commissioner before that. Let me explain the 4 lawsuits we have and see if you agree with any or all of them. One is asking the United States Supreme Court to answer the question about a party's right to select its candidate free from interference from the legislature. Another is asking if it's constitutional to withhold all election return information from the public. The cast vote record is for the public, just like the ballot images. I quote, "The purpose of this specification is to provide cast vote records so as to promote transparency to the public." The 3rd lawsuit is asking for the nomination petition of a state Senate candidate in Washington County, not because we're interested in his candidacy, but because his set of signatures is a subset of the signatures gathered for Spencer Cox. Only the Washington County petition was reviewed by the clerk in Washington County. This one is interesting because to avoid giving access to the nominating petition for our review, they claimed that a criminal investigation was happening, then that it wasn't, then that they handed it to the Attorney General, and so on and so forth. It's a game of hide the ball. We went through the GRAMA process, appealed to the State Records Committee, and are now going to the District Court. The 4th case is on the nominating petition of Spencer Cox. Do we believe that the legislature wanted to pass a bill, SB 54, that allows an individual to circumvent the local caucuses, their delegates, the party convention, and all the conversations, town halls, and educating that goes into that? That not only did the legislature, in their wisdom, do an end run around all of that with the gathering of signatures and a forced primary where none would have been required because I got 68% of the vote at the convention, to circumvent that with signatures and a forced primary, and then say that verification of the signatures and the primary election is entirely out of the question? It's absurd, but that's not all. All of this, the forced primary to override the party, the disallowing access to election result details, which have been routinely provided in the past and which is allowed in statute now, and access to the nomination petitions, not to mention counting the signatures, verifying the signatures, counting the votes, and verifying the election, is all conducted by the very person who is running for office, the Lieutenant Governor. But the Lieutenant Governor is not really even an elected office. They are a single ticket with the governor and are elected entirely as a condition of the governor being elected. So the governor, at least in Utah, oversees every aspect of the election. Most states would never allow this. They would have their Secretary of State oversee the elections. Representative Ryan Wilcox tried to run a bill that would have created a separation of the election responsibilities from the Lieutenant Governor. It was immediately squashed last session. We are assured that it will have a fair hearing next session. Thank goodness it can be heard after the governor's election. Who squashed the bill? Of course it was the governor. And why not? This governor, in his debate this week, went on and on about how he wished the people, that's you and me, that he wished we could see behind the scenes at the legislature and how closely he works with legislative leadership to enact policies. I wish we could see behind the scenes too. I wish the people could have a tiny glimpse into the policy setting process as well. The Center for Public Integrity gave Utah a D- with an F in executive accountability, an F in lobbying disclosure, an F in judicial accountability, and an F in ethics enforcement. In this election, the question is whether Utah has an election or do we have a succession plan that does not include me and does not include you, the voters. So my opponent gets to set the terms of his election, gets to tabulate the results, and no one can look at any aspect. There's a reason he's fighting so hard to prevent access. These things have been available in the past. In fact, nominating petitions were available a week before we asked for the governor's signatures, provided to other candidates upon request. Why did the policy change with our request? Why did access to the election results with time and precinct information end after the 2020 election? It was because people like me were comparing results and asking questions. Oh, did I mention that Spencer Cox's campaign manager founded one of the main lobbying firms in the state, and that he founded the firm that manages campaigns for many of the legislatures? Oh, and he also owns the signature gathering company that gathered Spencer Cox's signatures. But wait, there's more. He founded Workforce Housing, a nonprofit that was given millions of dollars by the state legislature. That money is to promote housing development, which favors big developers who, coincidentally, are also Cox's largest campaign donors. I wish so badly that I were making this stuff up, and this is the tip of the iceberg. Believe me, there are much worse things in store for Utah than any of us even know about. Please show your disdain for this succession plan and for this corruption by making a donation. God bless you, God bless America, and God, please bless Utah.